People of God, I want to show you something. So I was driving this vehicle, right? Let me turn the camera around. So I was driving this vehicle, and when you go over bumps and stuff, if you ever go over bumps and stuff like that, and basically this is for the people that don't know, if I can just help with what I'm dealing with, then, you know, good. But anyway, so I was going over some bumps and stuff, and I noticed there was a lot of instability, right? It kept losing, like it was off balance. You know, the steering wheel, it had its alignment, but it's almost like it's going from, you know, just basically unstable when you're going over bumps and just driving on the highway and stuff like that. So this shock is bad. Came with the 10-year warranty, right? So they're aftermarket, they're not stock, right? So aftermarket sometimes is not always good, but however, the life of them are gone. Now, also for preventative maintenance, they were replaced. So the old parts, I still have all the old parts. So this is the old shock. It's not bad at all. This is the original stock shock, meaning the original one that came on the vehicle. And there go them dogs and got out again. Then jumped out of the fence coming. Where y'all going at? Come here. That's my neighbor's dog up the street. But they bad. They love to jump out. Where y'all going? Come here. Why y'all got out? Huh? Come here. Why'd y'all get out? Hey. Why y'all got out? What's up? What's up? What's up? Look at your daddy. Look at your daddy. You better go back home. Them jokers bad. They love to get out of the fence. Go on back home. Go on back home. Go on back home. Go on back home. I don't want to play with you. I don't want to play with you. I don't want to play with you. Your daddy gonna get you. You better go. Look at him. You see him, right? Let me help him get them. Okay. I've gotten them back. Those jokers are bad. So look, check this out. I was, what was I saying now? Okay. So, I forgot what I was telling you guys. So anyway, I'm going to put the stock shocks back on. And I also have brand new set coming in, just with all the craziness and everything going on. I've ordered brand new sets of aftermarket, not from this company, and I'm not going to call this company's name. But anyway, I mean, everything is not bad, because this is basically all of this upper control arm, the shocks, this lower control arm, and I still have all my stock parts. I just replaced it just because, but everything wasn't bad. What I needed to replace when I replaced this about 4 years ago. Oh, maybe I might be giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm looking at that boot right there and that lower control arm. See what I'm saying? But you can press that out and put a new one in. But you'd obviously have to take it off. Well, we're gonna see. Usually a little tear is not that much. It's not that bad. It's not, you know, it's not that bad, but we'll see once I replace all the other stuff. I know the main thing is the shocks, right? But I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. So all of this basically has been replaced. The shocks, the stabilizer, right here, the stabilizer bar, it's been replaced. It's got grease fittings. That's the only thing that came with grease fittings. And then the tire rod, outer tire rod, and the inner tire rod, right? And the reason I went ahead and just replaced all this stuff, everything didn't need to be replaced. What was bad was the outer tire rod, which is here. It had a lot of play in it. But, you know, obviously this one is not bad. You can see no play or anything. But it had a lot of play in it. And so it needed to be replaced. But there was an entire kit with all this stuff. Both lower control arms, upper control arms, the shock, the tire rod ends, the tire rod, the inner and outer. And at the parts store, one tire rod at that time, it was $70 something for one. But online they had this entire kit with all the parts, with the tie rods and everything in it, for like $100. I think it was like $120 on eBay. And the company I ordered, and what made me go with them is they had a 10-year warranty. So I'm like, oh, okay, you can't really beat that. I mean, it's still a good deal for all the parts, even though it only lasted like 4 years. But hey, you know. So once I got all the parts, I just went ahead and replaced everything, even though everything didn't need to be replaced. So I've got the original control arm, upper control arm, all of those parts. They've got wear and tear on them, but they're still good. And for such a time as this that we're in, it's a good thing to keep your old parts and get all the use out of them. But however, I also still ordered an entire set of all brand new parts as well, just to have. Now, the miracle that happened is because when I was driving this, thank God this didn't come out, but this is the lower ball joint here. You see this lower ball joint, you see how the boot is totally worn. I heard squeaking. This is what was causing the squeaking. There, as you can see, there's no grease fitting. There's no way to grease this. However, they obviously did not put a lot of grease in it, as much as stock. Here's the stock ball joint. It's made differently. It wasn't bad. And what I'm going to do, because I don't have any parts, the parts that I ordered, I'm still waiting on them, but I'm going to take this stock ball joint and I'm going to put this on the other side. On the other side, this ball joint, boot and everything is busted as well. But obviously it's not as much grit or something, grit and stuff maybe, or dirt and stuff may not have gotten in the other side, because the other side there is no squeaking. So anyway, I'm going to put the stock ball joints back on, and as you can see, the stock ball joints are made with the cotter pin that goes into the bottom, so the nut will not be able to just twist itself all the way off. When I jacked this vehicle up to check it, this nut, this ball joint was in here like this, right? So it goes in the control arm like that. This nut was on here loosely, just like that. And I was like, oh my goodness. So had that come out, had that nut drop all the way down, and this vehicle had gone over a heavy bump, this thing could have, see, popped itself right out of there. So that tells me what caused the steering to be off a bit. This was loose. So I'm going to replace all this stuff. Put the, not all this, I'm going to replace the ball joint. I'm going to replace the, with the stock ball joint that has wear on it. I'm going to replace the strut. And I'm going to grease up the stabilizer bolts. And I'm going to do it on both sides. And then give it a drive. The brakes, I got brand new brakes and rotors. They also need to be replaced. But I'm not going to do that. Although I could, being that I have everything down. But also I may have to go back into this thing, so that I can always wait. This is simple. The brakes and the rotor, this is the most simple thing to replace. I forgot who asked me. Someone asked me about the brakes. I forgot who was it. But with this vehicle, you would just take out this cotter pin and take this nut off, pull this rotor off. There's a little what can I say for this nut? There's a place where a Phillips screwdriver, you have to unscrew this thing to loosen it, and then you just take this hub off once you loosen the caliper bracket and all of that. And it's pretty simple. It's really cool. You know, it's peaceful. You know, I find it relaxing. Sometimes I don't always have the time, and sometimes I don't feel like doing it, but a lot of times I find it relaxing and interesting to just learning how different things work on these vehicles. Because sometimes when you learn how to do something and you find out that, wow, this really only takes like 10 minutes, you know, or 20 minutes, or it doesn't even take a full hour, or just maybe 2-3 hours. You learn the time that something would take and how things operate. Then you can know when if you have to go to a shop or something, you'd know if someone is trying to take advantage of you or not, you know. So I find it interesting to keep learning things like this. Show you, like, if you have let's say if I had a brand new set of these ball joints, and it wasn't the one with the cotter pin. It's just the one with the nut like this that goes on. You want to use Loctite. You can use blue Loctite on anytime you're putting replacing a nut on something that you don't want to back off, such as your caliber bracket bolts, things that you have to replace every so often for maintenance. You want to use blue Loctite. If you use red Loctite, it's going to hold it extremely tight, and you're going to have to use heat to cause the Loctite to melt a bit so you can release it. But blue Loctite is what I will use when I put this back on. As you can see some of it is on the inside of here, where I used blue Loctite when I first initially installed this. But this nut still backed off, right? So I don't know, the other one is tight, it's secure, so it could have been all the play, but it still shouldn't have just backed off like that. All right, so it could have been that I didn't have enough torque down on this bolt as well, right? But again, this is what I want to show you. Blue Loctite is good for using so that bolts and nuts, they don't back off. Well, I ended up loosening this hose, this screw here where what was holding the hose, and I just took the hose out of this bracket right there, and that way I don't have to loosen the knuckle and make the job as easy as possible. And I've already loosened the 3 bolts up top. Look, the shock is out. Now I just gotta see if I can get it around without damaging anything. And oh, I got it. It's out, baby. Simple as that. Bada boom, bada boom. And I didn't have to loosen all this other stuff. So this old no good shock is about to be kicked to the curb. Yep. This bad boy is about to be kicked to the curb. And then it has a 10-year warranty. They said they're out of stock. They'll have some, maybe have some in 2 to 3 weeks, and they'll ship me another pair free of charge. I decided to take them with the 10-year warranty. All the other parts, it cancels the warranty out, so you can only get one replacement, one set of replacement of something that went bad. And although the ball joint here is bad, which I haven't taken off yet, but this is simple to take off. Although that's bad, I mean, that's not an expensive part at all, so I figured, okay, well, just send me some more shocks. At least I get something out of it, and I'll have them stored to the side. But those bad boys are off, and now I am going to put the old shocks back on, take this ball joint out, and I think I'm gonna be done for today. I may do the other side today, I don't know. I'm just in a lackadaisical mode, so we'll see. Look at how bad this ball joint is. This whole boot was busted. Look how the grease is just, it's hard. When you hear that was the ball joint. Yeah, these old, they come with a 10-year warranty, but I'd rather stuff that's made, you know, to last a little longer. You know, I can't barely even move that thing right there. Oh, stop licking this glove. What's wrong with you? That's all on there. Stop, Daniel. Stop. You want to go in the house? It's hot? Okay, I'll take you inside. Look, look. I can't even move that. And you put pressure on that. Oh, look how this thing. That's what was causing that. Yep. And it started to wear right there. Yeah, this is bad. Yep. Bad ball joint. So, it's not supposed to be that hard. The grease keeps it loose. See, this is the original right here. Look at this. See how that got some firmness to it, but it still moves. See, grease is in that boot. So these can't be re-greased, but I'm gonna put them on there. get the rest of the life out of them. They're old parts, but they weren't bad when I took them off. See? So with the way things going now, you can't just be changing stuff just to change them. You don't know if you're going to get no new parts. A lot of stuff not being made. So all the new stuff that's coming, I'm going to hold on to that and get all the life out of these. Throw these bad boys away. Yep. Your girl is exhausted. Look how dirty I am. And it's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It ain't hot. It's hot. It's very hot out here. You know? I wish there was an outside air conditioner. I'm very, very hot. But I'm almost done now. I've just got to torque up some bolts and put the tire back on, and I'll be done with the driver's side. It's so hot out here that I won't start the passenger side until tomorrow. So anyway, I'm still working. It don't make no sense for a woman to have her hand this dirty. But you know what? I was determined. I had stopped and I had went and did some things, but I was determined. I'm gonna finish this one side today, because I'm not coming back out here in the morning starting on the same side. So when the gloves pop, I was like, forget the cup, pour it in my hand for a dime. Some of y'all know what that is, some of y'all don't. But anyway, hope I made you laugh. I'm dirty and working.